Hello there everyone, my name is Nathan Birch, and today we're going to do our hands-on exercise 1 for our third lesson of our JavaScript 1 course. Let's create an HTML file and a JavaScript file. So I'll go ahead and start just by saying, whoops, I need to make a new file here. So I'm going to make a new folder in here for third lesson. And a new file, I'll say hands-on1.html, and let's make another one for JavaScript, hands-on1.js. Okay, in here I'll just put an exclamation mark to open up this. I'll say class activity 1, and our body will have a button. Okay, our JavaScript, let's see what it says in here. Button for user click. When the user clicks the button, call a function in your JS file. When this function is called, change the background color of the web page. Okay, so I'm going to make a function called change color. And then I'm just going to copy this right here. And I'm going to go back into here. And I'll add an onClick attribute to this button so that we can call that function. Say change color. And then right here, we need to connect the JavaScript file. So source hands-on1.js. And I'll save that. All right, just to make sure that this is working, in here, I'm going to put a function called just an alert. It says this is from change color function. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and open this up with live server. All right, change color, and our alert worked, okay? Which means half of our stuff is already done. We have an HTML file, we have a JS file, we have a function to change the color. That function is being called when the user clicks on this button. Sweet. So the only thing left that we have to do is figure out how to change the background color of this thing. So if I did not know how to do this, I would just go to Google and I would say JavaScript change color of web page. And let's see, we got tutorials. I love W3 Schools, HTML DOM style background color property. That is exactly what we're looking for. So look at this. We have our document object, which we've looked at before. And we have a body object, style, and background color. So let's play around with this a little bit. I'm going to take this alert off. And I'm going to say document dot. All right, and here's all the stuff inside of document. And one of these things towards the top, we should see body right there, okay? But there's a lot of other things. These things right here, get element by ID, by class name, we're gonna look a lot at those, and you should have seen those in the reading as well. But let's go ahead and click on body here. And we'll say dot again, and look at all the stuff that is available inside of body, okay? But what we're going to do, we're going to say document.body.style dot, and let's see what else we have. So we have align content, align items, align self, animation. Look at all this stuff. If we want to add a background image, that'd be pretty cool. Background size, borders, columns, cursors, flex, fonts, all sorts of stuff. Okay. We're going to go ahead and stick with the background color. So let me scroll up a little bit. Background color, and I'll just say equals blue. And I'll hit save. And let's come back over here, make sure that refreshed, change color, and look at that. That's pretty easy, right? That's the whole thing. That's all this activity said to do. Okay. Now, understanding how to Google things, like I don't remember all this stuff, you know. I know that there's a background property that JavaScript can change. But there's a lot, you know, there's more inside of the document object model than anyone could ever remember. And so being able to Google something, be like, oh yeah, how would I change the font of something with JavaScript? You know, understanding how to Google that is huge. One other thing that I want to show you, when you're working with colors, okay, I'm just going to Google right here, CSS colors. And W3 Schools is great. Now, notice a couple of things. We have a text name and a color code, okay? So I could put this into here. I'm gonna put, come on little guy. Oh, my computer's freezing up for some reason. All right. Okay, it's catching up with me. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put the number sign and then 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I save this and come over here, whoops, over here, hit change color. See how it did this aqua one? Because I put in this aqua code. So all these codes work out great. And there are actually, extensions that you can put into VS Code. So they'll show you these colors. So for example, if I go to the style sheet that I use for this site, it's in a CSS page, but all of the colors will actually show up in here. Okay, so you can see there's red and it shows that little red box. And if I wanted to change this, I could hover over this box. That's not wanting to work right now. That's okay. But anyways, so you can look at stuff. If I wanted to click on any one of these, here's deep pink. You can see it also has a bunch of variants of that. A color picker. So if I said, oh yeah, I want to do like this lime green one, it shows exactly what it is. Here's like all the lighter codes, all the darker codes, and so forth. There is RGB, red, green, and blue values. I don't use those as much, but they're very common. Okay. And then I usually just use the hexadecimal ones. But anyways, just so that you're aware, I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of those. So again, we have our HTML. And then if I wanted to change this color, I could. Okay. Let's go ahead and go above and beyond this just a little bit. And let's make an array really fast of colors. So I'm just going to say let colors equals an empty array. And then let's go ahead and just grab, let's see here. I'll just grab all of these actually. Well, yeah, I'll grab all of them. That's fine. So I'll grab those and make a new file. Oops. Okay, and then I'm just going to select this number sign and hit Control D for all of these to copy the values that I want. Whoops. Control C. I can close this now that I have those copied. I can close that too. And now in here, I'm just going to paste. Okay. Now, I do have to put all of these into quotation marks, or into quotation marks. And so I'll just select those. Oh, whoops. And put them into quotes. And then they'll also need to have a comma after them. Okay, I'm going to delete that next line. Oh, I won't worry about that right now. All right, take off the comma there. I just messed that up, but that's okay because we're about to change this anyways. All right, so I have my array of colors, and I'm going to Google one other thing here. I'm going to say JavaScript pick random from array. Look at that. Okay, get a random value from a JavaScript array. So here's our array that looks just like ours, except we have colors. Math.random. So we've looked at the math.random a little bit. Math.floor will force a random value to round down. And this random function will just give us a random number less than 1. Okay, so our array.length right here looks like it'll be like 24-ish, something like that. And so right here, if I wanted to do this, I could just say background color is equal to colors at index of, and then we're going to give it this random number. So I'm just going to copy this. And actually, I'll go ahead and do that on a different line. We don't have to, but we're going to. So it'll be colors.length. And then random will just be an integer, will be a number. Okay. And so if this works, this should pick a random number from our colors array. And so it'll be like 0 to 24 or something like that. And then we'll just assign colors at index of 0 to 24 to our background color. So let's try it. Come back over here, hit refresh, change color. Look at that, that's cool. Okay, pretty slick. All right, well, I hope that this video was helpful and that you enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all soon.